Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Aditi, welcome. Today I will be reviewing the new Huda Beauty Naughty Nude palette. You guys have seen from the title, and I'm sure that's why most of you are here. This actually released today worldwide, so today's the 1st of November, so I ran into Sephora and grabbed this because I wanted to review it. I'm going to be going through everything, first impressions, as well as how the shadows apply, swatches, everything. I'll leave timestamps in the description, so if you want to skip through to any particular parts, feel free to do so. Yeah, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. I actually don't know what kind of look I'm doing today, but these shades in here are so pretty. Oh, and another thing guys, welcome to Christmas decor. I know it's the 1st of November, but I mean, festive season's just around the corner, Halloween's over, time to whip out all the Christmas decorations. Okay guys, so before I get into the look, I just want to read what the palette claims to do and what are the different formulas and all those details. So on the back it says you get 18 shadows in 5 ready to layer textures, 8 velvety soft shades, powerful pigmented mattes, 5 high shine buttery metallics, 3 reflective shimmer cream marbles, and 1 matte cream marble, and 1 sheer pearly gloss hybrid. As we know, Huda Beauty palettes often recommend using your fingers for certain shades, and I do that anyway, so that's not new to me. But unlike a lot of palettes, if you do try to pick up some of the shimmery shades with a brush, you might not get the color payoff that you're after. So just something to note if you guys are considering using her palettes. So I'm just going to start off with a transition shade, and I'm going to use the shade Arouse, and that's like this beautiful light terracotta nude color. Using a clean fluffy brush, I'm just going to pick that up. Doesn't have too much fallout on first impressions. Just going to tap off the excess because I've already done my base and I don't really want any fallout in this look because it'll just ruin my base. Wow, that's super pigmented. Okay, I'm quite impressed because with Huda Beauty palettes in the past, I find that I have to build some of the mattes, but this has just gone on so nicely and it's blending so beautifully. That's really blending super well, and I'm just going back and forth in little windshield wiper motions. I'm just using the mirror of the palette, but absolutely no patchiness. Let me come a bit closer. Can you guys tell? Okay, so first impressions, the matte shade Arouse has blended super beautifully. I absolutely love it. It is not looking patchy at all, and there was literally no fallout. Absolutely no fallout under my eyes or anything. I did tap off the brush before using it, but that's normal practice, I feel. So yeah, this is really beautiful. I'm going to be dipping into this shade here. This one is called Untamed, and it's like this rich burgundy color. I wouldn't say it's like a maroon because it's really not. I would describe it as a deep burgundy, like a really rich wine kind of color. And tapping off the excess, I'm just going to place that in my outer V. Oh wow. Can you guys look at this? This is just amazing. That is just blending so well. Holy. Wow. A lot of burgundy colors in palettes, they kind of turn into muddy browns, and when blended into other shades, they kind of get lost or look really, like I said, muddy. So this is not doing that at all. This is really beautiful. And again, no fallout at all. To deepen up my crease, I'm going in with this. This is definitely more of a maroon color, and I'm just going to, oh no, I dipped my nail into it, guys. And I'm just going to run this through the crease in the outer V, just to bring a little bit of dimension into this look and make it a little smoky. I'm kind of patting this there. I'm literally obsessed with this. Is that bad? You guys, there's no fallout. That's literally super dark, and I'm so surprised there's no fallout at all. Even in the pan, there's literally like very, very little fallout, which is great. There is no black in this palette, which could be a bit annoying for a few of you, but I mean, you do get quite a good variety of shades in here, so it's okay. I'm going to be dipping into this shade. This one is called Tantric. I don't know if I should use a brush. I'm gonna try a brush just to see how that applies, but I already, ooh. Okay, I'm sorry, I doubted you. That is beautiful. I haven't dampened this brush or spritzed it with anything yet. I love that. Okay, wait, let's just use my pinky to see the difference in application and if there's any. Okay, yes, that is definitely crazy pigmented when I apply it with my finger. Next, I'm going to be dipping into this shade, which is called Hard, kind of like a goldy brown color, and I'm just going to use that to blend this maroon into the gold a little. It's a really pretty shade as well. It's kind of like a brown with hints of darker browns in it, if that makes sense. I think I'm gonna go back in with the burgundy color and kind of create a halo. So I'm just gonna place that in the inner corner as well. It's been a minute since I've done a halo eye, so why not? I have absolutely no complaints about these shadows at all so far. Just make sure you blend that burgundy into the gold. It'll give the most seamless appearance. I'm dipping back into the shade Aroused, and I'm just gonna bring the transition back a little because I feel like the burgundy color overpowered it slightly. That's me, not the palette, because I took it a little too high. And just to bring back a little bit of the sparkle, I'm gonna go back in with the shade Tantric and place it in the center of my lid. A tiny bit of fallout with that shimmer shade. Gonna take the burgundy on the outer corner. I'm not a fan of taking deeper colors in my inner corner, only because I do have small hooded eyes anyway, so I don't really want to close everything off. Okay guys, I'm just quickly gonna do my lashes and liner off camera and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I just popped on a liner, lashes and a super grungy lip. This is Diva by MAC Cosmetics in their little bullet lipsticks, and I love this color. I haven't worn it in so long, but it's just so perfect for the holidays. And I thought it went perfectly with the eye look and it matches the palette. But I think I'm going to be using this shade Irresistible for my inner corner highlight. It is like this light pinky color. I just want to try as many colors in this palette as I can, so I hope this is light enough. I'm not sure if that's translating on camera, so I'm just going to go in with Flower Power, which is that marbly white shade, and then go over this. Okay guys, this is the finished look. I'm obsessed with it. I want to just go through a few things now, so I'll leave timestamps if you guys want to listen to my final thoughts, etc, etc. So in terms of the quality of the shadows, they are amazing. I ended up trying, I use Untamed, Spicy, Irresistible, Tantric, Flower Power, Hard, and Aroused as well. So wow, I actually used 7 shades. So 7 out of 18 shades in this palette I have used today, so I can definitely comment on those. I did not get to try out Slippery, which is that gloss shade, because you can't exactly lay that on top of any eye look. You have to put that on your bare lid. So yeah, I just thought maybe I can use that for another look when I'm doing a glossy eye or something. But yeah, 7 out of 18 shades have performed amazingly. Minimal fallout. The quality of the shadows is actually great. Like, all of them blended perfectly. None of them blended away into nothing. None of them were patchy. The colors were pretty true to pan, and yeah, just no complaints with any of it. Really buttery and creamy, not only in a swatch, which you guys will see soon, but Next, I want to talk about the aesthetic. So the palette itself is really pretty. This packaging is super luxe. Definitely define Huda Beauty products as being luxurious now, so you do pay the price for the luxury. So this retailed for 124 Australian dollars at Sephora. I've spoken about this in the past, but it does retail for 98 Australian dollars on the Huda Beauty website. So if you guys are looking to save and you really don't want the product ASAP, I would recommend purchasing from her site because you will save a little bit of money. Also note that if you're thinking of getting this product for Christmas or as a gift for someone, I would definitely recommend purchasing as soon as possible, because once all the reviews come out for this palette, I'm sure people are going to go crazy, so make sure you get your hands on it soon. I really love the innovation in terms of all the shadows. Aesthetically, this is gorgeous. Like, this looks so luxurious. I love the marble finishing on the shadows. There's so many different formulations in this palette. The mattes apply really nicely, as well as the marble shades and even the shimmers. So absolutely no complaints. I'm honestly trying to think of something bad to say, you guys. I did purchase this with my own money, and in no way were these products gifted or anything. So this is 100% not biased at all. Another thing, it does feel really nice and heavy, and it does come with a full-size mirror, which is really handy. For example, today I created this whole look using the mirror in this palette, so I would definitely say it is an all-in-one. You wouldn't really have to worry about it not having a mirror or anything like that. Another thing I do like is how these palettes click shut. That's really handy because you know that they're not going to accidentally open in your bag. With these palettes, they do have a little clip, so it is nice and easy to know that it's shut, and yeah, it takes a bit of effort to actually open this. So basically, do I think this palette is worth the money? So far, absolutely, and I do not know if this is a huge claim, but this is probably my favorite Huda Beauty palette till date. I think that on first glance, I've never been so impressed by a palette, because you guys saw how beautifully those shadows applied, and I know that darker, deeper shades are often really hard to produce because they can get muddy and they can get patchy, and I have experienced that with a lot of the burgundy shades that I've used in the past. And honestly, I actually kind of stay away from burgundy shades because they do end up looking like muddy brands, like I was saying before. And this palette did not do that, which is amazing, because how stunning are burgundy colors for Christmas, and it's just really nice over the holidays. So something to note if you guys are looking for a palette with this kind of color palette. The only thing that does stick out to me is the price point, but I've definitely started considering the Huda Beauty products more luxury now, so they're not in your affordable kind of range, which is pretty obvious. You are paying for a lot of innovation and quality here. It does hurt a little, but being a makeup lover, I think it is my responsibility to review these and try it out. And now if I had a second chance to purchase this or put it back, I would definitely purchase it and keep it, because I really love the overall performance of the shadows. I also think there are definitely quite a variety of looks that you can create with this palette. Like I was saying before, you do have a gorgeous array of golds and bronzy tones. Then you also do have like your pink tones and a little bit of a mauvey purpley palette as well. So there's honestly a lot you can do with this. In the past, I have felt that a lot of the Huda Beauty palettes do have repetition in terms of the shades, but this is definitely quite unique. I feel like I haven't loved a palette of hers like this since the original rose gold palette that came out, what, like 2017, 2016? Oh, it was ages ago, but I love that palette. I went and purchased 2 extra, so I still have the original rose gold, the original rose gold palette with no mirror in it, and then she came out with the rose gold remastered, and I was like, no, I literally purchased the same palette twice. But anyway, okay guys, so I'm quickly going to show you these swatches. I've already swatched them on my hands. So the first shade we have over here is Filthy. It is this gorgeous baby pink color, and it actually swatched quite nicely, better than I thought it would. And it's kind of deeper as well than I thought it would be, so it'll be perfect for mid to deep skin tones. It'll actually show up nicely, which is good. And then we have the color Passion. That is the marble shade. It's actually a blue pink marble color in the pan, but when I swatched it, it's actually more of a purpley pink shade, which is really pretty. I love how that's looking. Next we have Shameless, which is a goldy pink iridescent color. So when the light hits it, it kind of does have these beautiful gold pearls in it. Next we have the shade Please Me, which is like a deeper rose gold kind of color. Next we have the shade Hypnotic. This is a gorgeous transition shade which would work for almost any look. The next color we have is this bronzy brown color, which is called Hard, and that actually is really, really pretty. It is very unique as well. I honestly would say it's more matte than shimmery, which is interesting because it actually is a marble finish. Next we have the beautiful burgundy color that I used on my lid, the shade Untamed. It does apply a lot better than it looks in the swatch, so don't be fooled by that, guys. Next, one of the shades that actually swatched the best, this one is called Irresistible, and then we have Flower Power. Now onto my other hand, we have, starting in this corner, this is the shade Rough, another beautiful lighter nude transition color. Then Spicy, that was the shade I used to deepen up the entire look. It is a maroon color, which is honestly so nice, and it's swatched really beautifully as well. Then the shade I used in my transition, which is the shade Arouse. Okay, now this next one is actually a gloss. I don't know if you guys can see that light to light swatch in the center. That one is the gloss finish. So you're actually meant to apply that on the bare eyelid, so don't be fooled by the swatch because that's definitely not how you're meant to use it. Next we have Tantric, which is the shade I used for the halo, and that's this beautiful gold color. Honestly, so true to how it swatches. Next up we have the shade Naughty, which is a brownie maroon color, but I would also describe this as the most brown color in the palette, so if you want to deepen something up, this would be perfect. Next we have the shade Provocative. This is a pink to purple kind of marble color, which actually swatches more purpley gold, which is so interesting. I love the marble finishes in this palette. They kind of surprise you. Then we have Shameless, which is this bright pink color. I love how that swatches. I think, honestly, that is one of my favorites in the palette, but I feel like I've done looks using that shade, so I didn't want to incorporate it into today's look. And lastly, we have Juicy, which is another nude color for a transition shade. Okay, so this comes to the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review and this makeup look I created. If you have any questions about the palette or anything that I talked about in the video, feel free to ask them in the comment section below and I'll definitely get back to you. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel because we do have a lot of fun content coming out, especially in the next month or so, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks, guys. Mwah.